Hey guys, Geoff Rottmayer with athletic-mission.com, and today I want to talk about showing up and putting in work. Okay, let's talk about showing up and putting in work. First, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can catch all future videos. Athletic-mission.com is a membership website and facility for baseball players, teaching them the fundamentals of the game of baseball, processes, routines, and understanding how to work. So we're having a lot of fun here. Now, here's what we need to understand as players and parents. Baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. Too many players and parents focus on the here and now, and they lose out on the focus of the process. It's hard because we like to tell everyone, you need to try to do something every day to get better. And while getting better every day sounds nice, the reality is there are times where you may get worse. And it sucks, but during those times is where you're learning and where you're growing, even though the results are telling you otherwise. Parents and players have very little tolerance for short-term setbacks for long-term gain, which is a problem because these short-term setbacks, again, is where you learn and where you grow the most, not when everything's going well. So, what you need to do is you need to trust your own process. If you don't have a process, then you need to get one. If you need help with it, call us and we will help you craft one. But you just need one. And you need to go all in on it, and you need to trust it. So, what exactly are we talking about? Mainly we're talking about showing up and putting in work. So let's go into what each of these mean. Showing up means that you are present. You have a purpose and you're ready to go every practice and every game. I see a lot of players who do not show up at practice and in game. They're not there. They're not ready to give it all that they have in their practice and their games. You can tell the kids that show up, the kids that are ready to play, because they're more focused, they're more engaged, they're more intentional with their work, they're more energized. You can just tell when kids show up and they're ready to go. And for the ones that may not recognize, the ones that recognize that they may not be always showing up, here's some tips on what you can do to get you to start showing up. One, have your process. Again, if you need help with your process, message me and we can help you develop one. Two, understand what you want and what you need to improve on. If you need help understanding what you need to work on and what you want to work on, ask your coach. They see you every day. They should be able to tell you what you need to do. Now remember, whatever you're working on, it needs to be geared toward improving in the area of how you're going to be evaluated by college coaches and scouts. And we'll talk about that in another video. Number three, visualize your process. Visualize you working and improving whatever you or your coach has figured out what you need to work on. As you're heading to the field and into the practice or games, get off your phone or anything with the screen. You're overworking your eyes, so it's best to just relax your eyes by closing them and visualizing you working your process in your game and your practice. And number four, be present and aware with every single drill that you're doing, with every throw that you make, with every base that you're running. And then number five, evaluate every single game and every single practice. You need to ask yourself the following things. How did I feel? What did I work on? How did I feel and when? What could I have done better? And then dive into these answers, and this is what you're going to do next time in your game and your practice. And then you need a journal. Journaling is an underrated tool, but it needs to be a part of your process. You can stay focused each and every day on what you need to improve on based on your journaling. So, I hope this makes sense as to what you got to do to show up every single day. So with that, there are days where you're not going to feel good. There are days where you don't want to go to practice, where you don't want to train, where you don't want to play the game. But you still need to show up. It's normal to have these days. But the best players in the world still show up regardless of how they feel. So showing up is important. Now, let's talk about putting in work. It's not a surprise that if you want to get better at something, that you have to put in the work. Everyone knows that. But the kind of work that you put in is very important. I did a video on the 4 levels of work ethic, and I highly recommend you going and checking that out. It's a real thing. Putting in the work means that you are deliberate. You have a purpose for everything that you do, and that you own your process, and you know what you're saying no to. The guy that puts in more work every day, it doesn't always exactly mean that you're going to win over the next guy. It'll help, but the guy that puts in deliberate work and has a purpose for everything that he does is the guy that's going to pass everyone else. So, understand that this is not an overnight thing. You don't just put work in every day for 4 months and expect to be light years ahead of everyone else. It doesn't work that way. You will get better over time, year by year. And at the right time, and I see this all the time, at the right time, and no one knows when this is going to be, but at the right time, you will blossom and everything will come together. When I see kids that have been training with me since the day I opened up my business, I know that they're right around the corner, and it's always fun to watch. A lot of players and a lot of parents don't have the patience to ride out the process and let it unfold. You've got to find a process, and you've got to stick to it. Okay? That's all I got today. Show up every day. Show up every single day, every single game, every single practice. And put in the work. And I'm positive you will like where you're going. If you get tired of showing up or get tired of putting in the work, you are likely approaching the end of your playing days. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. You're going to reach that point at some point. Or maybe your ability is going to cap out. The game can tell you when it does. Not a lot of people get to walk away from the game the way they want to. Is everything that you're doing up to now a waste of time? No, it's preparing you for the next phase. If you show up and you put in the work in your next phase of life, whatever that may be, then you're going to reap the benefit as well. It's the skills. So show up, put in the work, trust your process. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.